Hello guys, my name is Jennifer Ochoa Furman. Today we will be explaining the terms and demonstrating the joint movements. This is Mary, my sister-in-law. She will be demonstrating this synovial joint movements. We are going to ask Mary to stand in an anatomical position in a sagittal plane. First, we will start with flexion. It's a movement that decreases a joint angle, usually in a sagittal plane. Extension. It is the movement that straightens a joint and generally returns a body part to the zero position. Hyperextension. Further extension of a joint beyond the zero position. We will demonstrate other parts of the body. We will start with low back flexion, extension, and hyperextension. Shoulder flexion, extension, and hyperextension. Hip flexion, extension, hyperextension. Next, Mary is standing in a frontal plane, anatomical position, and we're gonna demonstrate abduction. It's the movement of the plane away from the middle line of the body, and adduction is the movement in the frontal plane back towards the middle line. Abduction, adduction. Elevation is a movement that raises a body part vertical in the frontal plane. Depression lowers a body part in the same plane. Protraction is an anterior body part in the transverse plane. Retraction is the posterior movement. 3. Circumduction. One end of an appendage remains fairly stationary while the other end makes a circular motion. Rotation applies to any bone turning around a fixed axis. Is a movement in which a bone spins in a longitudinal axis. Low back rotation Now we will demonstrate it on the neck. Right neck rotation, left neck rotation. Supination is a movement that turns the palm to face anteriorly or upward. Pronation is the opposite movement causing the palm to face posteriorly or downward. Supination, pronation. Supination, pronation. 3. Lateral flexion is tilting the head or trunk to the right or left to the middle lane. Right lateral flexion, left lateral flexion. Dorsiflexion is a movement in which toes are elevated. Plantar flexion is a movement of the foot so the toes point downward. Dorsiflexion, plantar flexion. Dorsiflexion, plantar flexion. Inversion is a foot movement that tips the sole medially. Eversion is a movement that tips the sole laterally away from each other. Inversion, eversion. Inversion, eversion. Opposition means to move the thumb to approach or touch the tips of any other fingers.